Sure, here's your text rewritten into a smooth, paragraph-style format without headings, while maintaining the information and improving clarity and flow. Do you remember Willie Nelson? The iconic American musician who left a lasting mark on country music with his distinctive voice and remarkable songwriting talent. Born on April 29, 1933, in Abbott, Texas, Nelson inherited his passion for music from his grandparents, who were also deeply involved in music. He began playing the guitar at age 6 and wrote his first song at 7, laying the foundation for what would become an extraordinary career. In the early days of his journey, Nelson faced many challenges, especially during his time in Nashville, where he struggled both as a singer and songwriter. Feeling discouraged, he returned to Texas to hone his craft. It was in the late 1970s that his music truly began to shine and redefine the country music scene. His first breakthrough came with the 1973 album, Shotgun Willie, followed by the critically acclaimed Red-Headed Stranger and Stardust. These albums introduced a fresh and innovative blend of traditional Nashville country, folk, rock, and blues, establishing Nelson as a pioneer of the outlaw country movement. Nelson's early life was shaped by hardship. After his parents divorced, he was raised by his grandparents in a small Texas town. This turned out to be a blessing in disguise, as it introduced him to local bands and led him to perform publicly by the age of 10. During high school, he began experiencing back problems, which eventually led to his discharge from the U.S. Air Force. In the late 1950s, Nelson moved back to Nashville to pursue his dream. But despite being at the heart of country music, his path as a solo artist was filled with obstacles. He found success initially by writing hit songs for other artists, including Patsy Cline, which eventually landed him a record deal with Liberty Records. Although his early solo albums didn't garner much attention, everything changed with the release of Red-Headed Stranger in 1975. This album solidified his place in the outlaw country genre. His momentum continued through the 1970s and 1980s with albums like Stardust, which featured jazz standards and demonstrated his musical versatility. Nelson collaborated with legends such as Waylon Jennings, Earl Haggard, and Johnny Cash, further cementing his influence in the genre. Beyond music, Nelson became known for his philanthropy. In 1985, he co-founded Farm Aid, a benefit concert to support American family farmers. This event, which continues to this day, underscores Nelson's commitment to sustainable agriculture and rural communities. His activism became a vital part of his legacy, showing his desire to use his platform to support everyday people. Nelson's ability to blend genres and convey deep emotional experiences in his music made him stand out. He didn't confine himself to traditional boundaries. Drawing inspiration from pop culture, jazz, and folk storytelling, he created music that resonated deeply with listeners. His voice, distinctive and emotionally rich, allowed him to perform everything from soft ballads to lively honky-tonk tunes. Not only was he a skilled vocalist, but he was also proficient on guitar, piano, and harmonium. Always eager to explore new musical landscapes, Nelson adapted effortlessly to different settings, from small, intimate shows to large concerts, always leaving a lasting impression on audiences. His versatility extended beyond music into the world of film and television. He began his acting career in 1979, debuting in The Electric Horseman alongside Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. In 1980, he starred in Honeysuckle Rose, which featured one of his most beloved songs. On the road again, he continued acting in films like Barbarossa, 1982, songwriter, Ijo Basse, and Stagecoach, Ijo Balu. Later, he made a cameo in the 1997 political satire, Wag the Dog, and appeared in the 2005 adaptation of The Dukes of Hazzard, as well as Zoolander 2 in 2016. Showcasing his humor and screen presence, Willie Nelson has always been closely connected to nature and music. He owns the 700-acre Luck Ranch in Texas, designed with a rustic Western aesthetic. The ranch features a recording studio, a saloon, reflects his deep love for the land, and a simpler way of life. Willie Nelson's love for nature doesn't stop at his Texas ranch. He also owns a home on the slopes of Haleakala, Maui, where he enjoys stunning views of the Pacific Ocean. This peaceful retreat recharges and inspires him, offering a much-needed escape from the demands of fame and touring. In his personal life, Nelson has experienced a roller coaster of relationships. He often jokes that the fourth time's a charm, openly admitting that marrying Annie D'Angelo was one of the smartest decisions he ever made. Despite his past mistakes, it's always shown respect for his children's relationships with their mothers, and holds deep appreciation for his former partners, expressing regret for any hurt he may have caused. Nelson's first marriage was to Martha Matthews when he was just 19. They had 3 children, Lana, Susie, and Billy. Sadly, tragedy struck when Billy died in 1991. Nelson and Matthews divorced in 1962, and she passed away in 1989. In 1963, Nelson married singer Shirley Calley. Their marriage ended in 1971 after she discovered he had been unfaithful and had fathered a daughter. Calley passed away in 2010. Nelson married Kopek in 1971, and they had 2 daughters, Paula and Amy. However, this marriage also ended in 1988, due to another affair, this time with Annie D'Angelo. Nelson later admitted that his infidelity and wandering ways were hard for any woman to handle. Taking full responsibility for the breakdown of his marriages, he met D'Angelo, a makeup artist, in 1986 on the set of Stagecoach. They took their time with the relationship, and Nelson admired her intelligence, energy, and strong political views. They married in 1991 and have 2 sons, Lucas and Micah, who have followed in their father's musical footsteps. Lucas leads the band Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real, while Micah performs under the name Particle Kid. The couple also runs Willie's Reserve, a cannabis brand that reflects Nelson's long-standing support of marijuana legalization and sustainable farming. Willie credits Annie D'Angelo as a transformative figure in his life, referring to her as his lover, wife, nurse, doctor, and bodyguard. Through the many challenges he has faced, she has remained a pillar of support. His journey has been anything but smooth. In the early 1990s, Nelson faced serious financial trouble due to bad investments and unpaid taxes. To resolve his IRS debt, he endured an exhausting touring schedule and even released a deeply personal album, The IRS Tapes, Who'll Buy My Memories, in 1991, featuring stripped-down versions of his classic songs. The album was a way to connect honestly with his fans and raise money to pay off his debts. His transparency and willingness to confront hardship head-on only deepened the respect he earned from the public. These financial struggles were not the only burden Nelson carried. His personal life was often turbulent, with multiple marriages, painful divorces, and media scrutiny. Yet, through it all, he kept moving forward. Even after achieving massive success in the 1970s with albums like Red-Headed Stranger and Stardust, his career faced a dip in the 1980s. Commercial success became harder to achieve. But Nelson didn't give up. Instead, he continued to experiment musically, blending country, rock, pop influences into a sound that connected with a broader audience. His resilience and hard work have defined much of his journey. Health problems and aging have presented new challenges in recent years, particularly respiratory issues, which have affected his ability to tour. But Nelson, true to form, continues to persevere. His lifelong dedication to music, activism, and family has made him not only a country music legend, but also a symbol of endurance and authenticity. Willie Nelson has continued to tour and perform live for his devoted fans, even as age and health concerns have increasingly taken a toll on him. His relentless dedication to his craft has been both inspiring and, at times, concerning, as it became evident that his health was gradually deteriorating. Still, his commitment to music and his fans remains unwavering. With a reported net worth of around $25 million, Willie Nelson stands among the wealthiest figures in the music industry. While he's known as a legendary singer, songwriter, and actor, Nelson is also a successful businessman. Although record sales and concert tours have brought in significant income, much of his wealth has come from savvy investments and multiple revenue streams. One of his most notable business ventures is Willie's Reserve, a cannabis brand that has grown into a thriving enterprise. Nelson, a longtime advocate for marijuana legalization, launched this brand in the United States to offer high-quality cannabis for recreational use, and it has become a substantial source of income. Beyond cannabis, Nelson has invested in real estate, branded merchandise, and product endorsements. His Texas property, Luck Ranch, not only reflects his passion for rural living, but also serves as a revenue-generating asset. Over the years, Nelson has built a recognizable personal brand, licensing his name to products ranging from clothing and accessories to barbecue, sauce, and biodiesel fuel. Nelson is also a known car enthusiast. One of his most iconic vehicles is his 1983 Mercedes-Benz 300 TD station wagon, affectionately nicknamed Trigger. This car, much like his equally famous guitar of the same name, has been his loyal companion on the road for over 30 years. With a custom paint job featuring marijuana leaves and the words "Bio Willie" the car represents, Nelson's unique style and environmental values. In addition to Trigger, Nelson has owned a variety of vehicles from classic cars to custom-built tour buses. Perhaps the most famous among them is his 1986 Eagle tour bus, known as the Honeysuckle Rose. This bus has become a symbol of his life on the road, and has even appeared in films of the same name. Beyond his career and business ventures, Willie Nelson is the patriarch of a large and talented family. He has fathered 8 children, each of whom has taken a different path in life. Though many have stayed closely connected to his musical legacy, his daughters Lana, Susie, and the late Billy were born during his first marriage to Martha Matthews, which lasted from 1952 to 1962. With his third wife, Connie Kopeck, Nelson had 2 daughters, Paula and Amy. In his current marriage to Annie D'Angelo, which began in 1991, he has 2 sons, Lucas and Micah. Additionally, Nelson later discovered he had another daughter, Renee, from a previous relationship with Mary Haney. Several of his children have followed in his musical footsteps. Paula, Amy, Lucas, and Micah are all musicians and have performed alongside their father, contributing to the 2021 album The Willie Nelson Family and regularly joining him on tour. Their involvement in his music highlights the deep familial bond and shared creative spirit that runs through the Nelson family. Willie Nelson's contributions to music and culture have earned him widespread recognition and countless honors. He was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1993, cementing his status as a country music legend. In 2000, he received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, honoring his enduring influence on the music industry. His accolades also include the prestigious Kennedy Center Honor in 1998, a testament to his lasting cultural impact and contributions to the American arts. Here's your final section, rewritten into smooth, structured paragraphs without headings, while improving grammar, clarity, and flow. Willie Nelson's contributions to American culture through the arts have earned him some of the most prestigious honors in the country. In 2015, he was awarded the Library of Congress Gershwin Prize for Popular Song, celebrating his lifetime of musical achievements and his profound influence on the American songbook. In addition to being a celebrated musician, Nelson has also proven himself to be a reflective thinker and writer. In 2023, as he celebrated his 90th birthday, he released a book titled Energy Follows Thought. This work offers a rare glimpse into his creative process and personal history, featuring the stories behind the lyrics of 160 of his favorite songs. Filled with never-before-seen photos and personal anecdotes, the book serves as a rich compilation of his journey from earning just $150 per performance in his early days to writing both chart-topping hits and lesser-known, deeply personal songs. The book reflects not only his artistry, but also the experiences and philosophies that have shaped his life. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Nelson continued to embody the spirit of generosity and service for which he is so well known. Using his platform and fame, participated in virtual concerts, and organized fundraising events to raise money for medical services, supplies, and financial aid for people affected by the crisis. His efforts were especially focused on supporting healthcare workers, low-income families, and individuals experiencing homelessness. Nelson used social media, interviews, public appearances to encourage compassion and collective action, emphasizing the importance of helping those in need during times of hardship. His involvement in pandemic relief efforts was a powerful demonstration of his long-standing commitment to philanthropy and community. Now, 91 years old, Willie Nelson lives a peaceful and disciplined life, grounded in health and mindfulness. Marcia,